What's happening, Wolfpack? Back at you again with another episode of Market Watch Mondays. We got a lot to talk about this week, as always. But before we get started, hit that motherfucking intro.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, another brutal fucking week of injuries. Aside from injuries, we had like the whole COVID nonsense with the Chiefs and Pats game that got delayed, and then maybe it's not getting delayed to Monday, and maybe now they're playing, maybe now they're not. Personally, it's fucked up. Like I would not really trust anything because if the Titans have shown us anything, like containment within teams has not been very successful, especially when it comes with someone like Cam. But that threw everything into a fucking shitter. I had to go through like 3 cycles of DFS lineups to take CEH out, and then later at night, like the Saints found out like the Saints fullback had like a false positive, so I was preparing for a lineup without Kamara, and then obviously he was playing, so I went back to Kamara. So, anyways, total fucking shit show. But then once the game started, what happens? We lost some more goddamn stars, man. I want to talk about some of them today. Austin Eckler. Deuces up to my boy, man. Austin Eckler. We love Austin Eckler, big dogs. I mean, people love to hit on him because he's an undrafted free agent. People always call him a scat back. But in my eyes, he has always been one of the most elite pass catching backs and runners in the NFL. He could not even put weight on his legs, so I would not be counting on him to come back anytime soon this season, if at all. Hate to fucking see it. This brings Joshua Kelly up to the top of the depth chart, potentially mixing some Justin Jackson. I don't know how interested I am because I still think Joshua Kelly's the jag, but he's getting opportunity. So, I mean, if he's on your waiver wires, definitely fire a shot on him. But the more interesting one that I want to talk about is Nick Chubb. Man, Nick Chubb. In my eyes, by all accounts, the best pure runner in the NFL. He's fucking incredible. But he went down what looked like a ankle roll, but then like it was reported it was a knee injury, and he has a history of knee injuries. I'm still not sure what's going on there, but the implication here is that Kareem Hunt is now a top 5 running back, arguably top 3 in my opinion. If Nick Chubb misses extended time, I think Kareem Hunt will outproduce what Nick Chubb was doing from a fantasy perspective. Even though I don't think Hunt is as good of a runner, he adds more in the receiving game. And without Chubb there, he becomes a 3-down back with very little competition in a run-heavy offense. So you're looking at something like Dalvin Cook type upside there for Kareem Hunt. In fact, the only 2 running backs I would confidently start ahead of Kareem Hunt every week is Alvin Kamara and Dalvin Cook. Aside from that, it's Kareem Hunt. So if you have Kareem Hunt on your rosters, like I do in the Scott Fish Bowl, you are in for a treat. And I mean, speaking of the Browns, they put a fucking beating on the Cowboys, man. One of some of the most embarrassing defensive performances I've ever seen. At some point, I think the Browns were averaging 10 yards per carry on the ground. So they're basically averaging a first down per touch, which is incredible. And this was led by D'Ernest Johnson. So D'Ernest Johnson had 13 carries for 95 yards, averaging 7.3 yards per carry. Kareem Hunt, 11 touches, 11 carries for 71 yards, 6.5 yards per carry, and 2 tutties. And, he's going to get the receiving work as well down the line. So, look, without Chubb there, before Chubb went out, he was also averaging 7 yards per carry. So they were just basically shit-stomping the crap out of this Cowboys defense. It's embarrassing to see. They almost made a garbage time comeback, except they allowed a reverse run to Odell Beckham, who freaking housed it. And, dude, shout out to freaking Odell, man. My boy came back with a vengeance. 3 touchdowns. Love to see it. Yellow hair Odell Beckham never fucking fails. But that makes Kareem Hunt a top running back in redraft. You hope that it's not serious for Nick Chubb, but if it is, Kareem Hunt is a top 3 running back rest of the way. Treat him as such for a redraft. And honestly, like in Dynasty, he's still a good acquisition because they did sign him to a contract. They did not sign Chubb yet. And if Kareem Hunt runs away with it, towards the tail end of this year, who knows what's going to happen with Nick Chubb, right? So, we told you guys to kind of hop on him early on in the year. Hopefully you did. And now you're kind of just cashing on those rewards. So another person I want to talk about is my boy, Joe Mixon. Now, Joe Mixon had himself a day of days, I would say, like probably his best career day ever, I would say. And, coming in this game, he was doing absolutely nothing for you on your fantasy teams. I'm sure a lot of you even benched him for someone like a Darrell Henderson who'd been going off. And boy, did he make everybody pay. He had 25 totes for 151 on the ground, 2 touchdowns, averaging 6 yards per carry against what was once a stout run defense by the Jacksonville Jaguars. But the key here and the most important part that you want to focus on is he also got 6 targets and 6 catches for 30 yards and another touchdown through the air. Exactly what you wanted to see. I mean, Giovanni Bernard was not even a factor. He had like 2 carries or something like that. So is this a turning point for Joe Mixon? Because I think everyone, at least a lot of people I'm seeing on Twitter is like the regression drones are at you. Like as soon as a good player does good shit, regression drones will be on that shit like fucking white on rice, like flies on shit, man. It's like automatic. Even if it's a good player doing good shit, they're like, oh, you gotta sell this guy's gonna regress. And here's my view on it, right? Regression, like most people don't even fucking know what regression means, right? Like regression, first of all, there's an average line. That's what people say when they say regress to the mean. You regress the average, and the average line is composed of like lots of players in the NFL over a period of time, right? How do you create an average? An average is made up by guys who are above the average and guys who are below the average. You don't want to sell guys that are above the average that are performing above average just because. And in my eyes, Joe Mixon is definitely above average. I was extremely concerned, not because I was concerned with his talent, but I was extremely concerned with his usage. So had he come out this week and had like 30 carries on the ground and 160 yards and like 1 target or 2 targets and put up like 4 touchdowns and outperform what he did today, I would have been a seller. Okay, I would have said, okay, look, this is your sell high opportunity. But how he got his points absolutely matters. And how he got his points was he got 6 fucking targets and 6 catches, which means he's finally getting involved in the passing game, which is how it should have been from the jump, because Joe Mixon is a carbon copy of Todd Gurley, and Zach Taylor came from Sean McVay's system where they utilized Todd Gurley that way. So I'm hoping this is a sign for things to come. If you want to dump a couple shares, go ahead. I won't hit on you. Personally, I'm going to hold because I want to see if this is a trend. If he goes back to fucking 0 targets again next week, then I'm going to wait for the next sell high opportunity when he gets another 25 carry game and multiple touchdowns, which will happen. But if he continues to kind of get more involvement in the passing game, like 3 to 6 targets a game and like 3 or 4 catches a game, then I'm going to be all in on Joe Mixon because I've always believed in the talent. The talent has always been there. There's never been a doubt in terms of talent. He's always been a tackle-breaking monster. He's always been a yards creator monster. He just plays behind a fucking garbage O-line, and he had a trash big caller in Zach Taylor. I'm really hoping that this is a turning point for him. So for me, Joe Mixon is a hold. He is a hold, okay? And the next person I want to talk about is my guy, James Robinson, because we can't fucking back out of the Wolfpack session without talking about J-Rob. J-Rob is that fucking dude, man. In this game against the Bengals, where they were trailing basically by 2 possessions the entire time, getting blown the fuck out, my boy James Robinson was still getting it done. 17 totes on the ground for 75 yards, 4.4 carries, yards per carry, which is fine, which is totally fine. But more importantly, still getting involved in the passing game. Another 4 targets, 4 catches. He's had 10 targets and 10 catches in the past 2 games, a 100% catch rate, 0 drops. Pretty efficient in the passing game. He's in there for pass pro. He is fucking incredible, man. And like, I just like every day I have to battle these fucking draft capital drones on Twitter, and they're like, well, he's gonna get replaced. He's gonna get replaced. Like, based on what, man? Are you the fucking GM of the Jaguars? No, you don't know jack shit. I don't know jack shit. All I know is there's a range of possible outcomes, and within that range of possible outcomes, a potential outcome for someone like James Robinson is like an Arian Foster light. I'm not saying he's Aaron Foster because Aaron Foster was fucking incredible, right? But it doesn't have to be all pro or bust. I feel like people on Twitter take shit way too seriously and way too much to the extremes. You need to understand there is a range of outcomes. There's somewhere in between where he is probably not a all pro, but what he can be, he could be a Pro Bowler. He could be not even a Pro Bowler. He could just be a productive fantasy asset, someone that gives you stable, high-end RB2, low-end RB1 production year after year. Like, what if he puts up the similar production to, like, Leonard Fournette last year, except with touchdowns, because he actually has burst and he actually has ability to get a touchdown? Like, that is incredibly valuable, even if he's a low-end RB1. Like, people always want to jump to the fucking extremes, and it blows my mind. And I asked the question, like, hey, like, it's been 4 games. James Robinson has proven that he can be a workhorse. He's getting workhorse volume. He's getting 3-down work. Like, he's produced with his opportunity. He's been incredible for a rookie. He's arguably, in my eyes, been the most impressive rookie running back in 2020. He's been better than CH. He's been better than Jonathan Taylor. If Jonathan Taylor, Cam Akers, J.K. Dobbins, or CH been putting up the types of numbers that James Robinson putting up, it would cost you no less than 4 first-round picks to get him, okay? If Jonathan Taylor put up these fucking stats, you would not be able to get him for Saquon Barkley plus. I promise you. I promise you that. You would not be able to get it. You would not be able to get him for Alvin Kamara plus. But the only thing that people can hang on is draft capital. And look, I get it. Draft capital is incredibly important, but we talked about it in the last episode, right? It's conditional probability. You need to fucking change the denominator when things change and new information is presented to you. The information is clear, right? He got the starting job. They cut Leonard Fournette because of him. The coaches continually come out and say, this is our guy. They continually come out and say they're going to lean on him. And what do? They lean on him. The reason why undrafted free agents are not successful is because they don't get the opportunity. So the fact that he's gotten the opportunity and the lead role in this Jacksonville Jaguars team is already cutting like that massive pool of failures of undrafted free agents down to a very small sliver. And within that small sliver, his opportunity and his odds of hitting is much larger than what it was before. It is a simple fucking concept, but that draft capital drones and drones on Twitter do not understand it, and it blows my fucking mind. Like, they cannot be fluid, right? All they want to do is, like, they jump through these fucking circus hoops and do all these mental gymnastics. At the end of the day, don't waste your fucking breath, man. Just say the 4 letters. Just say the 4 letters what you actually mean. UDFA. You cannot get on board with James Robinson because he is a UDFA. Not because you don't think he's good. Not because you don't think he's a good runner. Not because you don't think he's fast, right? Not because you think he get replaced. It's because he's an undrafted free agent. Just fucking say it and be true to yourself, right? And if that's your like stance, cool, man. That's your stance. Cool. That's a totally fine approach, and that is a valid approach to dynasty, a risk mitigation approach where you don't want to take the risk, right? You want to cash out now and lock in that first round rookie pick value, which I'm fully on board with. I love rookie picks. You guys know me. I think the most undervalued asset in all of fantasy is rookie picks. So the fact that he is getting the fact that you're getting a first-round rookie pick for him, that's not bad, right? That's not bad. But for me, I want to go for the fucking slugging percentage. I'm trying to go for the home run. I'm trying to go for the win. So if I have a James Robinson on my hands and he has progressed through all of these gates and he offers me that upside, that Arian Foster-esque, that Priest Holmes-esque upside, I'm going to fucking take a swing, because if I hit, it will change your dynasty team for years to come. Whereas if you secure that first-round rookie pick, chances are you might still bust, right? Or if you hit on a wide receiver, and a hit on a wide receiver is like a wide receiver 2, like a top, or like a wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3, like a top 24 wide receiver, right? And look, those are great. I love wide receivers, and we'll talk about a couple of them coming up. But let me tell you this, they're not going to fucking win your championship, man. Wide receiver 2s don't win your championships. And I talked about this before, like, not all hits are created equal. Some people are trying to get on base percentage, right? And they can tout that percentage. Like, look at my hit rate. It's so good. It's above draft capital. Personally, like, that's great, and I think I have that, and I go for that as well, especially when it comes to wide receivers. But when it comes to running backs, I don't give a fuck, man. I'm swinging for the fences. I'm playing to win, dude. I'm not trying to play and get on base, man. I'm trying to go for the home fucking run, dude. I'm trying to go from the home shebang. I'm trying to put on my fucking birthday suit and get that motherfucking W, if you know what I'm saying, right? When you're in college, you're not trying to get on base, right? You're trying to put on the birthday suit and go all the way. So that's what I'm trying to do with James Robinson. And I think James Robinson can be your fantasy birthday suit, man. So put him on your team and ride him to the fucking championships and ride him to cows come home. If you're in redraft, I'm not trading James Robinson, because you're not going to get someone that's better than him, because they all have higher draft pedigree. And at the end of the day, people are going to worry about him losing his job to fucking Devin Ozigbo and Raquel Armstead, guys that who have never proven an ability to be on the field and even start. Never mind take over a workhorse role for someone who's already established himself after 4 weeks, right? So fuck that noise, right? If you have people in your league like that, don't do that. Just ride him out for redraft. In Dynasty, I already bought him, man. I paid a first-round price for him. I put my money where my mouth is, man. When I'm giving you guys advice, just know that I'm doing it in the background. And if you fail, I will fail too, and I will feel bad. But just know that my skin is in the fucking game. I'm not one of these guys that just tout shit and hope you guys go do it and not let you take on the risk. No, like, I'm taking on that risk as well, and I'm out there trying to acquire James Robinson. I've been acquiring him ever since the first episode I launched it about him, and I'm going to keep acquiring, because this man, he is that fucking dude, all right? He is that dude. So make sure he's in your fucking lineups and just ride him. Just ride him, all right? The last thing I want to talk about is rookie wide receivers, a couple of rookie wide receivers. And I tweeted about this a little bit earlier, but this is how I've been feeling for a few weeks now. I just haven't said it because people probably think I'm fucking crazy. But here's what it is, man. Wolfpack's got a lead. We can't follow the sheep, all right? So this is going to feel out there, and it's going to feel dumb. It's going to get a lot of pushback. I'm sure of it, but I don't give a shit. CeeDee Lamb is now on my do not trade list, and I do not have a do not trade list very often. And when I say do not trade, it doesn't mean like don't fucking give up for anything, right? If someone comes to me with like CMC or Saquon Barkley for Lamb, I'm going to take it, right? But when it comes to wide receivers, if someone's trying to offer me a wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb is off the block, right? Unless you offer me like a Tyreek Hill and I'm a contender, or like Michael Thomas, even Michael Thomas, like Devontae Adams. If I'm a contender, I would maybe consider those things, right? But aside from those 2 or 3 guys, I am not trading CeeDee Lamb for anything. He is lights out. He has been playing absolutely incredible. He's been putting up production ever since he stepped on the field. We always said, as soon as he got drafted to the Cowboys, we said Michael Gallup is fucked, right? We said that from the jump. I did not think that it was going to come this fast. CeeDee Lamb has already usurped him as the wide receiver 1. The wide receiver 2. And I'm, without a doubt, I think he will usurp Amari Cooper down the line as well. But even if he doesn't, he can have a Calvin Ridley type ascension, a Chris Godwin type ascension. And the reason why I'm not selling him is because no one's going to pay you that price yet, because they're still waiting to see. I've seen enough because of his college collegiate profile, because of the team he's on, because of what he's done on the field in his first 4 weeks. He is in very rarefied air, and I'm just not willing to sell him for anything that someone's willing to pay. I'm only willing to sell him for something that's incredibly unreasonable, and most people aren't willing to pay that. That's why I say he's no longer on the trade block. Like in leagues where I have CeeDee Lamb, I'm not trading him anymore. Especially if I'm in a rebuild, you better fucking shoot me in the face and pry him out of my cold dead hands. That's how confident I am about CeeDee Lamb. And if I were you, I would do the same. You cannot trade him. Is he the next Devontae Adams? Is he the next DeAndre Hopkins? Look, I don't want to throw out those types of comps. He is the next big thing. He is going to be the next AJ Brown. Do you remember how quickly AJ Brown ascended? I think CeeDee Lamb's ascension will exceed that of AJ Brown's, because he's doing it from the jump, and he was a better prospect than AJ Brown was, and he can win in multiple ways and in more ways than AJ Brown can. He's on a better team with a more pass heavy volume, with a more pass happy quarterback, with a, as I have already covered, an absolutely trash defense. So you're going to see CeeDee Lamb probably hit 1K yards this season, right? And if he does that, he's going to be unattainable. And I'm saying right now, in week 4, before he does that, he is off the trade block for me. You cannot fucking attain him for me for anything less than a gross overpay. I'm not saying he's my dynasty wide receiver 4. I have guys ranked ahead of him, but they're all in the same tier. And when I'm within the same tier, I don't really trade back and forth. Like I have DK Metcalf in the same tier as him, right? If someone offered me DK Metcalf for CeeDee Lamb, I would say no. But if I had DK Metcalf and someone offered me CeeDee Lamb for DK Metcalf, I would also say no. So that's what I mean. Like, I'm not saying he's my wide receiver 4, but I'm saying he's essentially off the trade block for me, because I'm just going to ride the value rise, because this is a blue chip stock. All right, this is a blue chip stock. For those of you who invest, you do not sell a stock before it reaches its full potential, right? Unless someone is already willing to pay you that full potential. Until someone's willing to do that for me, I'm not willing to do that. So he is off the trade block for me. Another guy that's kind of getting there, but not there yet, even though, he's really rising up there, is Justin Jefferson. Back-to-back games, 100 yards, playing as the outside receiver. He is the alpha in that offense. Don't get it twisted. Adam Thielen is still a very productive fantasy asset. And, in season long, I'd probably still rather have Adam Thielen than Justin Jefferson, because Adam Thielen's get targets. But Justin Jefferson is the one that's creating the opportunity for Adam Thielen, just like the way Stephon Diggs was creating the opportunity for Adam Thielen. And Justin Jefferson is getting into that tier with CeeDee Lamb. And we had him ranked ahead of Jerry Jeudy, if you guys remember, coming out of the draft. I love Justin Jefferson. So did Nick. So did Noah. And we had him ranked ahead of Jerry Jeudy. And we had him just behind Jalen Reagor. Deuces to the homie. Jalen Reagor, dude, we love you. Hopefully you come back strong. But for now, Justin Jefferson's taking that wide receiver 2 spot. You cannot deny the talent that he has shown in back-to-back weeks. He is in rarefied air. So if he puts together another couple of games, not like this, even just close to this, like, 5-6 catches for 70, 80 yards, he is going to move into that same bucket as CeeDee Lamb for me, except still be behind, just because the Minnesota Vikings offense is still very stale and stagnant. They run through Dalvin Cook, who also fucking balled out, if you guys saw. But yeah, so Justin Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb, rookie wide receivers, are producing out the gate, and you love to see it. Laviska Shenault also fucking balled. Like, you just love to see rookie wide receivers produce. And this is going to be, we touted this wide receiver class, probably one of the best ones ever, and it's beginning to look a lot like that. Granted, it's not like the 2014 Mike Evans, OBJ type breakouts, but look, there's a lot of really, really, really good prospects here. So I'm basically not looking to sell those assets moving forward. So that kind of wraps it up for this week. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. It's a quick value download and quick approach to my game. Again, we cannot follow the sheep on Twitter, man. We got to stay strong to the fucking wolf pack. And I'm going to try and give you my advice. I'm going to try and give you insight into my process as much as I can. Hopefully you guys found it valuable. Hopefully you guys locked up a lot of J-Rob like I did. Hopefully, you guys have a lot of CeeDee Lamb and Justin Jefferson. If you do, hold on to them like your life depended on it, because it will fucking pay off. The investor in me is telling this. The wolf in me is telling you this. And as the wolf pack, you got to keep fading the sheep. And that's all I got for you this week. We'll be back to you again next week with another episode of Market Watch Mondays. Make sure you tune in for the weekly film and all the other videos we have for you. If you like what you see, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up, because that helps us more. That helps us more than you know, man. And drop comments. Always engage with me. I'm happy to reply back. And I appreciate all of you guys. I appreciate the love you've shown Market Watch Mondays. I appreciate the love you've shown to me as a wolf pack in this fantasy game. And I'm going to continue to do my very best to offer you the best advice that I can. Good luck to you guys. Build for depth. Stay strong and just survive, man. Just survive and play for that fucking W, baby. See you next week.